Hey everybody, my name is Jared Weathers, and this is why I love Ring of Honor. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering what Ring of Honor is. I'm going to tell you, it's a wrestling company. So Ring of Honor is the second largest wrestling promotion in the United States. If you look that up, a lot of people will dispute that, but I don't. ROH is putting out some very good content right now. Their wrestling, it's more free. It's almost like a freestyle kind of thing sometimes. And the shows are only an hour long, but it gives you a lot of story and a really good wrestling. NXT, I don't like NXT, honestly. But NXT is more of a... It's an offshoot of Raw and SmackDown, really. While ROH, they're about the same level. So, I believe ROH is more of a... It's more free that wrestlers can kind of show off their different moves and really do what they think is right in the ring. It's not... You don't have to follow a script 100%. It's more of a freestyle kind of thing sometimes, where wrestlers just like, oh, well, let's do this, okay, well, let's do that. They kind of map out what they want to do, but it's not like you have... I mean, you gotta call spots in the ring and stuff, but it's not something that you have to follow down to the T or anything. And NXT is more like Raw and SmackDown, where it's 100% scripted. You have to do this and this and this and all other stuff. I like ROH better than NXT. And like I said, they're about the same level. They're not too big, but they're not super small. Like PWG or CCW or anything. But, well, my favorite tag team on ROH is the Young Bucks. And if you know wrestling, you probably know why. Because it feels like the Young Bucks get to do whatever they want, really. And it's refreshing to see a tag team do all these different moves. You don't really get to see tag teams do a lot of different moves. It's just like especially in WWE, like Raw and SmackDown, there's a certain style to it, and it's kind of slow and boring. It's like a snail, slow moving. And well, ROH is more, like I said, it's more freestyle, so they get to do a lot of really cool moves. I like Nick Jackson when he goes on the ring apron, and he sits there and he points out at one of his opponents and says, "You're dead," and then kicks him in the face really hard. It looks cool. It's just different. Now, while ROH is it's really been gaining a lot of viewers and followers more recently than any other time, and they've produced a lot of really good wrestlers that are in WWE right now, like Daniel Bryan or Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, aka El Generico, the worst, it's terrible. The worst character ever, El Generico. It means the generic wrestler. How boring is that? Your name is generic. Like, literally, it's the word generic. That's stupid. I think one of the best wrestlers that ROH has produced is Philip CM Punk Brooks, who is currently in MMA and is currently, if you haven't heard it by now, CM Punk is in he's on trial right now against Chris Amann, one of the WWE doctors that told CM Punk he could wrestle with a he had some kind of injury. Chris Amann said you can wrestle with that, and he also didn't find a staph infection, and that's why CM Punk left WWE. It's like the last straw, the straw that broke the camel's back, basically, for him. And he, Chris Amann sued him for $1 million, and they're finally going to trial for it. So I'm kind of interested to see how that all works out. Not only does ROH have, like Bullet Club members, which All In, September 1st, in Chicago, Illinois. Watch it on the Fight Network. Hashtag not spawn. They also have wrestlers like Punishment Martinez, who is a tall wrestler. I like Punishment Martinez. He's not like the Great Khali, where he just chops people. He's more of a... He's like Big Show was when he started in WWE back in 1999. Like, he's a big guy, but he's also pretty athletic, honestly. And, he also does the curb stomp now, which I enjoy a lot. The Blackout. Call back to Tyler Black. Seth Rollins, if you guys didn't know who that was. If you guys really want to know about Seth Rollins, go watch WWE's formerly known as on YouTube. It's pretty good. I believe they have 4 episodes up now. There's one about Seth Rollins, there's one about Bayley, one about the Hardys. It's really about, it's about Matt and Jeff. Focuses more on Matt for some reason. Even though they're both there. And the latest one is Brody Lee or Luke Harper. It's pretty interesting to see where these guys come from. And I think that ROH is just better. It's better because they get. It's more free. I mean, I don't really know how else to really say how different it is. It feels like it's just more free. Anyway, guys, I'm trying out a new sign-off. So, and I used to watch this this show called The Jeselnik Offensive. It was hosted by Anthony Jeselnik, who's a comedian. If you have Netflix, go watch Thoughts and Prayers. It's from a couple years ago, but it's still pretty good. I like it. And so after every show of The Jeselnik Offensive, he would say, good night, kids, go read a book. So I'm going to take that over since he has no show anymore. So, as always, go read a book.